Hello everyone, this is Vexyvampire here, and I will be doing a video. I know it's a little late, but I will be talking about E3, what the game, my reactions, and my overall opinion of E3, and the games I'm looking forward to. So far I'll start off with my opinion on the conferences, because there was a lot of things we didn't see that were like, the other 2 days where it's mostly interview and trailers, and then the overall before that as there was the conferences for all the stuff and the gameplay later on. But overall, through the conferences, I thought there was the Xbox One, there was the Ubisoft, there was the Sony, and there was the PC one, and yeah, and then after that it was Nintendo's kind of thing, but it wasn't really a conference. But through all out, I thought Xbox One did actually a good job this year, versus in the past it used to be a very precisely on apps and stuff, and like particular sport games, and then the occasional shooter I don't mind, because shooters, that's really how PC and Xbox One are really good for the shooters. And yeah, so what I liked is that they talked a lot about games, and they talked about particular things at Xbox One, about like customization of controller and colors, and which was interesting. Also, what was pretty cool is that they talked about the forums and the clubs and stuff. So like if you're looking for particular people, you can play with other people like for that game, so like a forum and all that, and a club, which was cool, so it makes it easier to find people to play with and stuff, and postings and etc., and like a little club. And what else was really cool for people who don't have an Xbox One, or who have an Xbox One and also want to play on a PC, or just play on a PC, there's particular games that you could play, so you don't have to buy the game 2 times, or which preference style you want to do. So like, I like the concept that if I don't get an Xbox One, there'll still be games that I could play on PC and stuff. And yeah, if ever in the future Xbox One's compatibility thing goes more up in the list, like 360 games and all that, then I would consider buying it, and for particular other reasons, because their newer, slimmer console's going to be less expensive down the line, so maybe I'll consider that. But if not, I have a gamer PC that's still pretty good, that can play like Gears of War 4 and other particular games from it. So overall, I'm happy with that response, and I know there was a game that was going to come out on Xbox One, and that was Dead Rising 4. Now before that, Dead Rising 3 was essentially just supposed to be an Xbox only game, but then it came out on Steam later on. Now I have yet to get that game because I really like Dead Rising games, but I am happy that I think what will happen with Dead Rising 4 is that eventually it'll be accessible on computer as well. Same thing with Tomb Raider, the last Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I have to play, which is really looks amazing. I really enjoyed the first one, is that it came out later on Steam, and it's coming on PS4, or is out on PS4, so I'm looking forward to that. As with other things like conference, like Ubisoft, I was kind of disappointed because the representative each year, I'm not saying she's horrible and stuff, but I feel like she doesn't seem natural, and she makes these really awkward jokes during the conference, and she makes these jokes and says these things that have nothing to do with it, and stuff. And I don't know, the way she represents Ubisoft, I don't find it's to the fullest. Like, it really goes well every year. Like and then there's the Just Dance stuff, which is okay, but you don't need to make it predictable and every year start off your show with Just Dance. And I don't know, I just didn't feel Ubisoft was really that great of representation. I do know For Honor and Watch Dogs, which is going to be on Watch Dogs 2 is going to be on other consoles, is going to be good games. For Honor, also the same thing, which is cool, but overall, there wasn't that much that I was excited for. If Division is getting better, I will want to probably play that either on PC or PS4 or whatever. But yeah, there wasn't that much going for it. I wasn't like, wow, you know? So that's my opinion on that. For the Sony conference, let's take out the factor of VR. Now, I know some people are going to be annoyed about that, but it is the time. It is a thing that is growing. People wanted virtual reality stuff, and PlayStation VR and just like other things similar to VR is something that's going to grow, and people are going to have to get used to that. You don't have to experience in that, but it's something, and it's not all that bad from what I hear. And they still did a good job at the Sony conference of talking about other games. So it wasn't just VR, VR, VR. It was like kind of like 50-50. And I thought at the Sony conference, which was good, is that they really did show a lot of gameplay trailers and did a little bit of chit chat, and I thought it was good. In my opinion, I thought it was good. There was a lot of good games coming up. I like PlayStation for Sony conference, particularly for their exclusives, and as well as, like, you know, there's going to be Dawn Horizon, there's going to be Detroit, there's going to be Persona 5, other particular games, a lot of games they talked about which I'm looking forward to. And there was another game that I was looking forward to, which I'll talk about it after, which is going to be on console and PC, but PC gets early access. But yeah, overall I thought Sony did a good job, and yeah, I'm really interested into exploring more, and I always love the selection of games that are on the PlayStation consoles. And yeah, and then there was the Nintendo. Nintendo wasn't like previous years where they would talk about more variety of games. Like, they actually went all out on the Zelda game, which the Zelda game people have to be open to is that previous Zeldas were very restricted in the zoned areas. So I'm actually interested in a Zelda more open world because, you know, in reality, Link's gotta do a lot of stuff. He won't always just get the legendary weapon, fight the evil monsters. He's going to use lower weapons and make things and fight the climate and have to be resourceful and do all kinds of stuff to survive, as well as, you know, find ancient ruins, shrines, temples, etc. And this gives them more variety, and I like it, and I'm sure it's going to be interesting. It's going to still be Zelda, but it's going to be something else into it, and it was a matter of time for this to happen. Now, I haven't played a lot of open world games to the point where I get fed up with it, so I'm looking forward to it. Like, I've played a few, and I enjoy it for the experience of side quests as well as story and the options you can have for that. So I'm really interested, and they were talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon and Pokemon Go, which was interesting. Now, Pokemon's never going to die out. There's always going to be a fan base for younger generation and the younger generation and the older generation that grew up and just like to play for fun or, you know, particular things. And it was okay, but they didn't have much variety of showing games, game trailers and other things. They talked about, I think, Yokai 2, and some other stuff, but they didn't do as the other year, so I wasn't as interested fully to the extent as they wowed me the previous year. But yeah, so then the PC, well, there's a lot of games. Whatever games that are coming out on Xbox One, they'll have certain particular games that will come out on the PC, as well as particular other games. So there's a lot of good stuff. PC did well. They talked about a remake of a game. They talked about a few other games. But some of the console games will be on PC, and then they just interview and stuff, as well as other things. Like, something I forgot to mention is that Kojima appeared on the PlayStation conference, which was really cool to see. You know, like this game trailer of the new game called with the guy from Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is so cool, and Death Stealth or something. It looks really, it looks interesting. I can't judge too much yet, but it looks interesting. It was like the what the fuck moment, but yeah. But yeah. So now I'm gonna say what I'm interested that's coming up, and also what was not fully shown at the conference, and there was games on the side. So I have all my little notes here. Now, as you know, Corpse Party is coming on. There was a new one coming out. There was actually, or no, it's not necessarily new, but it's like a 3DS version of one of the previous Corpse Party, which is cool, and there'll be a little collector, and Corpse Party is like visual novel / gameplay creepypasta kind of game. And it was originally started by a small company, a person who did this, and there was like RPG Maker version of this, and then it went to the PSP, and then had like so many games on the PSP and PC and Vita, and it's a really very fucked up game, so it's really cool, and I would suggest checking it out. If you like really creepy games and like some animes, there was an anime on it, OVAs. You should check it out. It's really cool. I like creepy games. As I was saying before, that Xbox One announced that there was a Dead Rising 4 game, and the particulars, it's announced for Xbox One and PC, and it's going to be coming out December 6th of 2006. And yeah, developed by Capcom Vancouver, and it really looks cool. And what they showed, I remember at one point, so I thought it was a TV series, but it's not. It is actually, there's a movie that was done by Crackle, the video service thingy, TV show service. It's Crackle original, like a Netflix original. They did a movie on Dead Rising, so I'm gonna check that out. But that is one of the games I'm really looking forward to. Also, there was another game called Detroit. Detroit is actually a game that is like kind of similar to Beyond Two Souls, which I find, and Heavy Rain. Beyond Two Souls was really a game that you had choices, and whether those would be good or bad or mediocre, but you had choices, and yeah. But this one, you're a guy who's an android who has to like protect people, and your decisions can either protect or cause great harm or help other fellow androids, from what I saw in the trailer. And it was really, really cool. I thought it was very interesting. So from the different outcomes, there's a lot of outcomes, and you have a lot of decisions, so that looks really neat. And I love the visuals, and I love the decisions to make. Another game is Dishonored 2. Looks really, really good, and the collector edition looks really sweet. And yeah, I have to finish playing the first one because I was playing it, but I have to check if my data is okay. But yeah, the collector edition and the gameplay with the visuals look amazing. So that is definitely worth checking out if you like the very exploring, like it's a sequel, and it's they do a good job. It's a really good game. I like the very open-like games. Also, what I am very happy about is finally they are releasing Dragon Quest VII on the 3DS. After so long, I saw it in Japan online, and I was like, I hope they bring this, because I'm essentially trying to still collect the PS1 version, which I think the cheapest I found was $60 or something like that. But because I have so much this nostalgia towards that game, because when I was younger, it's a game I played a lot. And the 3DS version is going to be cool because the visuals look nice, the pop-up of colors, the graphics and stuff, so I thought that it would be really amazing to have it on 3DS, and it looks just really good and tweaked up with some 3D models. You can customize your party in 30 classes and rank up, and a whole bunch of pretty cool stuff. So yeah. Then for people who bought Skyrim, the legendary complete with DLC and stuff, for people who bought that, you are going to be able to, from what I heard, is get a free version of the remastered special edition, because you invested, so it's just like an upgrade and stuff, like if you were to buy a season pass. So at the time when I had Skyrim, I had it like on a Steam sale, and this is why at one point, from what I heard, is that people who got it will get the complete edition, will get that for free. Now if you never got it, I heard it won't be too bad in price, but there are going to be people who would want Skyrim remastered. It's gonna really look good, and there'll be other extra options and the normal stuff. It's gonna be interesting. And for the newer Elder Scroll game, well, they're going to bring that out sometime down the line, but it's better that they take their time for a good product, and hopefully all will go well. Another good game which I saw that looked really cool is, not everyone might watch this, but Fate Night series is an anime, and it's a long anime because there's a lot to it. There's like the before, and then the actual anime that was based on an actual hentai dating game. And then after that they made the other one after later, and then they made the side animes and stuff. And this game actually really looks cool. The gameplay, the effort on the art. The PSP one didn't look so bad. One of them didn't come here, but this one looks really super interesting as how it's portrayed, story, and it's XC games. Usually they make good games, but it really looks cool. And it's Fate Extelia, the Umbral Star. Sorry, it's going to be on PS4 and Vita, so that looks really, really cool. And there's going to be the new Android game of Final Fantasy Portal, in the Final Fantasy Portal, called Final Fantasy Brave Invis, and that looks actually really cool compared to some of the other cell phone games for that. And it looks like an actual good Final Fantasy game, and the art looks nice, and I'm going to want to check it out. I think it's worth checking out. As I was talking about Gears of War 4, it looks so cool. It's going to be the same thing you expect, but it's going to be interesting with some new characters. Collector Edition had a really, really nice statue of it, and I like Gears of War. It's really fun. I like chainsawing, and I like the characters, but I really like the gameplay and playing with people. It's really fun how crazy people can get while playing that. And yeah, God of War, man, that looks really interesting. I know my boyfriend's gonna be really stoked to trying that out. Like a father-son thing, and I don't think people should diss that, because actually, you know, it's kind of interesting. and you kind of interesting to see another side of things, because you're not gonna always, it would suck if it's always predictable, like always the same kind of stuff and all that. You want something the same a bit, but you want something new, and I think it's good when they bring something else to the table. So yeah, it looked really cool. Now there's games that are already out, like the new Guilty Gear game, which is Guilty Gear XRD Revelatory, which is really cool because you have a more complete game with the new characters as well as old characters returning, like Dizzy and other stuff, and it looks really cool. I really want to play it once I have a PS4. It's a game totally worth playing because I love Guilty Gear since I was a little kid. Also, other good games that will be free to play is It, the Witcher card game. Now, if you are all a big fan of card games, and as well as a fan of The Witcher, you'll like It. It's supposed to be very interesting, and it's what people said at the conference is that a lot of people would play a lot of the card game in Witcher 3, and that's why they're doing this now, and people suggested this, so we'll see how this goes. Harvest Moon is coming out with another game. I have yet to collect the other ones, but for mostly all the people who like those calming games like Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, and particular other games, well, you know what to expect. We'll see what this brings to the thing, but it's a farming simulation, dating, taking care of a farm, whole bunch of stuff, so that is going to be cool. Skytree Village. It's a lot of Harvest Moon. Horizon Zero Dawn will be delayed for February, but actually, if all goes good, it will be a really good game. But that game reminds me so much of the 100 series that I watched, and besides the mechanical dinosaurs, but it's really cool, and the main character seems interesting, and the collector seems really worth it and nice, and yeah, it looks amazing. The visuals, the impact, the story supposedly, and yeah, it's just gonna be one of those very beautiful but jam-packed action games, and yeah, it looks really good. Now, another game I am looking forward to on the PC, as well it's going to be out on PS4 and Vita, is I Am Setsuna, and that game is a reminder of similar to like a Chrono Trigger style gameplay and a mixture of Final Fantasy graphics a little bit, but like, so yeah. So that game I am looking forward. I know it's going to be out on computer soon, so on Steam it will come first and then later on for the other stuff. So I am looking forward to checking that out on PC, which is really cool. There's going to be Injustice 2 that's going to be coming. For all people who like fighting games, it looks kind of interesting if you like Injustice 1. This one looks more eye-popping in visuals and more sharper in gameplay mechanics. There's going to be Killer Instinct. Now that will be Xbox One and PC, so for this one I really will love to play it since I didn't get to play the other one. And I'm happy it's going on PC because I used to play the Super Nintendo one quite a bit. And I know my boyfriend will be happy. Games, they didn't mention too much about Kingdom Hearts 2.8, but they mentioned a bit, and like, I know people are a little ticked off about, like, we putting out games that already came out, but I think for like the Kingdom Hearts series, which is really good, is that they're releasing a Kingdom Hearts game that we didn't get here originally, because it's more like the Japanese version, which is more complete with extra stuff. Same thing with the Final Fantasy game, same thing with 1.5, 2.5 and all that. So I think it's actually worth it, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 will finally come out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the Kingdom Hearts. Then of course King of Fighters, because I really like King of Fighters. I really like that the mixture of the visuals. Actually, the visuals look pretty good, and the collector's edition looks amazing. And it's a really cool game to play on arcade stick and with people. And King of Fighters, it's gonna be amazing. Then there's The Last Guardian. I know everyone's excited for that. The ICQ and Shadow Colosseum and stuff. So Legend of Guardian, we saw more of it, and it looks really cool, and it's gonna be an interesting experience. And yeah. There's another game that's coming out, which is going to come out down the line. It's called The Legend of Heroes Trials of Cold Steel 2. It is a JRPG. The first one is already out on Vita and PlayStation 3, and this will be a continuation of a tactical-based combat game and an interesting gameplay system with characters. And it's not known fully yet when it's coming out, but it's going to come out. And yeah, there's going to be awesome Zelda game. And then there's going to be Mass Effect. Now we don't know too much about Mass Effect. It's just it's going to be interesting because it's been a while since we had another Mass Effect game. So I know a lot of people look forward to that, as well as me. And then Monster Hunter Generation. Now that's gonna be fun. The usual game you expect is, you know, play with friends, hunt, you know, like an MMO basically. That's gonna be interesting. Now there's going to be Nor, and there's gonna be more on that soon, but not too much was revealed besides the demo everyone was talking about, and there was general, like, you know, bugs and problems, but it's also supposed to be really hard, like a Ninja Gaiden game and stuff. And yeah, it looks cool though. Which I am looking forward to a lot is Persona 5. The visuals, the situations you do, the kind of gameplay mechanic they're going for right now, and also the theme of it, and just it looks really cool. And I am a big Persona and Shin Megami Tensei fan, so I'm really looking forward to that. And the collector looks really nice. It's going to be on PS3 and PlayStation 4, and it's not going to be too expensive, and the collector looked nice too. Also, as well, I was talking about before, there would be Pokemon Gold and Moon, which got pushed back to November, or November 16th, and that's what you usually expect. It's going to be fun for people who want to play together, or you know, so I talked about Detroit. Retro Core looks cool. Games that were kickstarted that will be released on all consoles and PC is Shanty Half Genie Hero, and that is a cool little platformer with a cool genie girl. And the animation and the music seem really to stand out and nice. They really pushed on that. And there's a game that I didn't hear too much about, but it's a game that was on Wii and another system, and I think it's called Shrine the Wanderer, A Tower of Fortune, Dice of Fate. But I don't know too much on that. And right now what I'm excited is that Star Ocean came out. So if I get a PS4 for my birthday or whatever, I would love to play Star Ocean. It's been a while since we had another Star Ocean, since the 360 PS3, and this one looks very cool. Star Ocean Integrity Fatelessness, and it looks amazing in the designs, the gameplay, and everything, because I watched a 7-minute demonstration gameplay. There's going to be a State of Decay 2, now that's going to be cool. That I'm sure it's like on PC and Xbox One. There's going to be the Story of Season Trio Town, which is essentially, I think, another game in a game similar to Harvest Moon, and it's cutesy, and it's going to be, that's on 3DS. Another game is a popular series of a point-and-click game is Cerebria 3, and that is going to be on consoles as well as PC. It's going to be even compatible with Mac. and that's gonna be nice. And it really looks really nice when you could go back from the older games to now the third one, and it's been so long, and it's gonna just be breathtaking from what I saw. There's another game, I'm not sure the definition I talked. Tekken 7. I actually like the Tekken series. Most of their games are fun. It's gonna be fun. I like playing Tekken. It's gonna be cool to have that, and I'm just curious to see more in the future. Titanfall 2, now I hope they don't pull that crap like what they did last time. You know, basically with the whole situation, DLCs and other stuff, only multiplayer. Would be cool if they put a story mode in there and some other stuff, but we'll see. If not, you just generally wait until it's not too expensive and you get it. Like I got it for like $10 or something at one point. And now there's a game that's already out, which is Tokyo Merge Session, which is a mixture of Shin Megami Tensei Fire and Fire Emblem games, which is already out, and I hope that I could grab it at one point because I would love to play it, as you know, because I'm a big fan. There's going to be some pretty awesome games coming, like Touhou. Touhou is actually a popular internet Japanese anime thing, like kind of how like Vocaloid and other particular things, Sonico and all that, but Touhou is like actually a group of like characters, and there's like internet videos, music, animation. It's a software. It's really popular for its shooter games, and there's going to be actually finally a physical copy release of Touhou with all the characters and stuff, which is interesting. Another game that's really cool is called We're Happy Few. That comes out next month. It's going to be early access. Originally, one of my friends thought it was just Xbox One because they mentioned it there, but actually no, this is a small company who worked on it, and it's originally a computer game, but it'll be okay for Xbox One, Mac, and Alexa. And it's going to be really, really interesting because it reminds me of Bioshock gameplay mechanics and a mixture of other stuff. And I like the UK side and trying to be happy because they're not trying to remember this disaster and this guy trying to escape. And there's different situations you could do. You could blend in, take happy pills and stuff, but if you don't be careful, sometimes you get overdose, and yeah, it's pretty darn fucked up and cool. And yeah, there's you know, if you don't want to, you could just play on the safe side, but then you're gonna get hungry and thirsty and you gotta try to sneak around and stuff, and it looks really cool. And the other two games I'm looking forward to is Yakuza 0, which I'm finally having they're releasing more over here, and it's gonna be amazing. I love Yakuza series. I'm trying to collect them physically. I do know I have Yakuza Dark Souls. I have played 1 and 2, but I need to collect 1, 2, 3, 4, and for whatever it means, at least I would get Yakuza 5 digital, and I think Yakuza 0 was offered on the PS4 and PS3, but I don't know if it was physically or just digitally, but it's better than nothing, and I'm happy they're releasing more Yakuza games because a lot of people would want that. There's a big fan base for that. And another game that's coming out soon is a really popular, it's a popular game, I know for sure. It's called Zero Time Dilemma, and will be out on 3DS, Vita, and PC. And I noticed they're pushing more particular games on PC now from handhelds. Yeah, so that's gonna be cool. It's from 999 days, and then there's the virtual second game, and yeah, it's a really cool base what the fuck kind of game, and it's you know, Shin Megami Tensei company and all that. So these are all the stuff I wanted to say, and I know this is gonna be a long video, but I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, next video I will be dividing my collection into parts at one point. I'll do that, and I'll do a let's play on something. So thanks for watching, and peace. Take care, my lovely bats.